Well, have you thought about it? Think you'll be able to decide in time? Or are you still stuck deciding between those places?
Yeah. I'm not sure I can really commit to one or the other right now. Give me another day to figure out which one I want to go with.
Martha, I know you're not one to rush these things, but we have to decide soon. Remember, if you wait too long, someone might come in and snatch it up. It's not like we have an indefinite hold on either of them.
No, you're right. We don't want that happening. Karen said something similar about today's place. Apparently, it's pretty rare for a listing to go onto the market in that area. I guess if we want it, we'll have to hurry.
Still, it was nice of her to snag us a temporary hold for that one. I was anxious because she was recommended to us by a friend, but it looks like she's actually pretty solid. If it's with her, then I'm confident that you two can get it done.
Yeah, that was a concern I had too at first. But I trust she'll land us a place before next month. But better yet, what am I going to do? I've never been stumped so bad between two decisions like this before. It was already hard enough to narrow it down to two.
Oh, so you have eliminated a couple? Hey, that's good progress, Martha. Good job. Which ones are you left with then?
Okay, so for the final choice, we are down to the first one we looked at and the third one. I thought they both had good layouts and a nice amount of direct sunlight. I think you agreed with me on that.
Yep, I'm with you on those points. So what has you stuck?
Right, well, it's down to 2 negative points. One for each. One has an odd bathroom layout with the toilet placed pretty inconveniently. For the other, it's just a matter of size. The master bathroom isn't particularly big, which could be annoying when we have children.
Yeah, I remember you pointing those out on the initial walkthroughs. That master bath in particular could be a little cramped in the mornings.
Exactly. It also might get pretty tiresome having to fight for space to get ready every morning. This is definitely something we'll have to think about for after the marriage. We'll be living together, so it'll be different. Anyhow, that's the 2 choices. The weird bathroom or the small one. Everything else between the 2 locations is more or less comparable.
I think you can handle that decision, Martha, so I'll leave the choice in your hands. You're a better judge of this than I am. If it was left up to me, I'm not even sure I would have noticed those 2 problems. So you have my okay to go ahead with either of them.
I really wish you'd have more input than that, Terry. Anything to help me in one direction or the other.
It's not that I don't have anything else to say. I just trust you'll make the right choice, Martha. And like I said, at the end of the day, I really am happy with either.
Fine then, but you're not being much help.
Man, just thinking about it has me excited. Just think about after the wedding. Once we have everything ironed out and you'll take my name and it'll be your happily ever after. It's really starting to feel like it's not long now.
You can't jump ahead to after the wedding, Terry. There's still so much to do. It's also anxiety-inducing.
You worry too much. I'm sure everything will work itself out. You should be excited instead, like I am.
Yeah. Oh, I almost forgot. I had something else to talk to you about. Mom got back to me and said that the Saturday next month that we had talked about works for her.
The Saturday next month? What was that about again? Oh, we were going to do introductions then, right?
Write it down if you have to, Terry. You shouldn't have to have me remind you. This is really important to me.
Whoa, hold on. I definitely didn't forget. I just heard Saturday next month and I was like, I got a lot going on next month. And it just slipped my mind in the moment. Okay, so we're meeting your mom then. And for your dad, we'll arrange something later?
Huh? Arrange something with him?
Did I say something wrong? Oh, what I meant to ask was, is everything all right with your dad?
Ah, okay. Don't scare me like that. It's always just been me and my mom. He's not really going to be a part of any of this.
Right, of course. Have you told me that before?
Yep. We spoke about it previously. Again, I'm not fully clued into all the circumstances surrounding the what and why of it, but apparently, he was the deadbeat dad.
Right, I remember you saying that. We talked about our families about half a year in. That must have been when you told me.
There's no must have been. That was what happened. You should really try to remember these things. And it wasn't just that time either. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it a couple of times.
Oh, is that so? Sorry, it must have been my bad memory acting up again. I feel terrible about it, I honestly do.
I forgive you. I don't really mind it too much. It, doesn't really seem like you've said anything about the meetup to your parents, have you?
No, that's right. I need to do that. But I'll make sure to do that by the end of the month.
Sounds good. Please do that for me. Honestly, if you could get it done before then, that would be ideal. Since we're getting married, I've been thinking, there's going to be a lot of people judging us.
What? Nah, you're overthinking it. Times have changed. People are more tolerant of different family structures. Honestly, it feels like pretty much anything goes nowadays.
I don't know about anything. I doubt people have gotten that accepting.
Sure. I'm exaggerating a bit, but I think the spirit of what I said is true. Things are different now. I'm sure it's been tough on you, Martha.
Yeah, it has been.
Hold on, let's stop this. This conversation is too depressing. We should be focused on all the good things we have coming.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I shouldn't have even brought it up. I don't know what I think about these things.
It's fine, we all have our demons. But for now, I think you should just focus on getting that house picked out, Martha.
Got it. That'll be my goal.
Don't overwork yourself, though. It's already pretty late. In fact, I'm just going to head off to bed. Good night, Martha.
Thanks. Night.
Sorry to bother you at work, but I have to talk to you about something. I wanted to ask if we could postpone that meetup with your mom and everyone.
I suppose we could, but why? Did something come up?
Yeah. A bit of an incident occurred within the family. That's about all I can say about it now, but it's pretty serious. If I get the chance, I'll introduce you later, but this person is in a pretty bad state.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. If that's the case, postponing is definitely the right thing to do.
I'm really sorry about this. I asked if there was any chance that I could go through with our meeting today, but because of the situation, there's a chance that things take a turn for the worse, and I would have to leave immediately. It's someone I'm pretty close to. I feel terrible having to do this.
It's fine, don't worry about it. Don't you worry about inconveniencing us. You do what you have to do. I'll tell Mom that something came up and we can't do it.
Thanks, I owe you one.
Are you okay, Terry? I hope you're not trying to do too much. If you feel tired, make sure you rest yourself.
Me? I'll be fine. Mom and Dad are a different story, though. They're taking it pretty hard.
I'm sure they are.
Sorry, again. I'll text you back when things settle down a bit. Later.
Got it. Take it easy, Terry.
Evening. You done with work? Got a second to talk now?
Yeah, I'm done for the day. How about you, Terry? Are you not busy?
Me? No, I'm fine. In fact, I've got more time on my hands than I know what to do with.
Yeah, I know that's not the case. Are you sure you're not overdoing it? I know it can be pretty hard when a family member is sick like that.
What's this? Have you been thinking about me? Well, I'm happy to hear that. But I'm surprised you're done with work already. Isn't it fairly early for you? Usually you're complaining about how it's gonna take till 11 before you're done.
I am?
Oh, also, that thing we talked about the other day looks like it's going to happen. So I wanted to state it here for the record. I'm going to marry you.
What's this all of a sudden? Don't tell me. Are things actually a lot worse than you're letting on? You're not feeling desperate about it all, are you? I mean, the marriage is set in stone as is.
Hold on a minute. Desperate? I know you're not talking about me. When would that have been? I don't know where you heard that from, but it wasn't from me. I mean, I was the one who had the meetup with the parents canceled. And I'm the one looking to have the marriage called off. If anyone's going to be feeling desperate about the situation, it's not me.
The marriage called off? But what happened to you saying you were going to get married just a minute ago?
I am going to get married. Just to you, not her. She's from a single-parent household, so I'm ditching her. That's just too much of a red flag for me. What's with you? Getting cold feet? I should be the one asking if you're okay. I proposed, didn't I? It was just last week.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You seem kinda out of it today. What? You don't like how I went about it? Look, I thought it was a bit much myself. I'm not exactly thrilled that it has to end like this. But if I didn't tell her something extreme, she wouldn't have postponed the meetup. That way she's considerate of my situation, and she'll make sure to work around it. I can assure you that that lie was the easiest way to go about it.
The thing about the ill relative? That lie?
Right, that's the one. It's a classic excuse to get out of things. Obviously it's a lie, and everyone is alive and doing well.
Well, that's good.
Sorry to make you wait until I tied up any loose ends with her. Soon you'll be the sole focus of my attention. And next month I'll move forward with having the marriage with her called off. Then we can start dating for real.
Totally. Looking forward to it. Okay then. Good night.
Yeah, you too. Good night. Martha, please pick up. What do you mean we're not getting married?
Huh? Are you really that surprised?
What? Of course I am. Anyone would be. I thought you were going to wait for me, Martha.
Wait. For what?
What's up with you? Now you're the one who can't remember. I told you about the situation with my relative. They are still in such a bad state right now, and things are hectic just dealing with that. I can hardly balance an engagement on top of all that. That was the agreement, wasn't it? Once everything settles down on my end, we can get to doing the meet and greets and then on with planning the wedding. That's all pretty reasonable, I thought. But I guess I was wrong. So explain it to me, please. What's up with wanting to call everything off?
Yeah, it was a reasonable request. It certainly would have been if not for the... you know.
For the what? I'm really not sure what it is that you're referring to.
Why don't you try scrolling up a bit? I imagine the reason won't be too hard to find.
Huh? Like, go up and reread the message history?
Yeah, do that and take a good look at what you texted me last night.
Oh, rats. Martha, this isn't what it looks like.
Yeah, so there's your reason. I hope you understand now. Anyhow, I went and said goodbye to your parents. And now to you, Terry. Goodbye forever.
Wait, not so fast, Martha. You're jumping to conclusions here. This is a misunderstanding. You've got it all wrong. Those texts were definitely a mistake on my part. I can totally see how you would get the wrong idea. But I'll tell you, I'm not cheating. That I would never do.
Then I presume you won't have any trouble explaining yourself? Making up a story about a relative being in ill health, all to avoid meeting my mother. You lying scumbag! And all for what? Why exactly are we pushing back things that need to get done before the wedding?
Well, you see, I didn't want to tell you this if I didn't have to, but in actuality, this person is kind of like a stalker. She just won't give up on me.
Oh? This is the first I'm hearing of any of this.
How could I tell you? I didn't want you to worry about it. I know you already have a lot on your plate. However, I have been working with HR at my office for about a year now trying to get it resolved. But the truth is, once she heard that I got engaged to you, she really started making a fuss. She said that her behavior was all my fault. That I tempted and deceived her.
Did she now?
Believe me. Anyhow, that's why I discussed the situation with the HR department. And just recently, we were getting around to settling on some course of action. She even said that she would crash our wedding and made threats to hurt you. So I guess it had to be done.
I wonder if any of that really happened with the company. I mean, who waits a whole year to get around to settling a conflict between employees?
What? Well, I don't know what the case may be for other companies.
Normally, once an incident has crossed a certain point, the company steps in then and there to resolve it. So, if they were going to handle it, why would you need to message her directly about it? You're the victim in all of this, aren't you? Just trying to solve the problem with her? If that's the case, then you should be able to just ignore her and go on with your business, no? And have the company resolve the rest.
Well, I guess that could be one way it could get resolved. But the problem is bigger than that. Because she's actually the daughter of a powerful government bureaucrat.
Oh, is she now?
I know it may sound somewhat unlikely, but please, I swear that this is all true. I would never cheat. And I have never cheated.
Okay, fine. I'll believe you.
Martha, thank you.
As if? How could you even expect me to say that?
What? Are you saying I'm lying about all of this?
To tell you the truth, even after you sent me those messages last night, I didn't know what to think. Any answer was hard to accept. Sorry, but give me some space. I need to think about this.
No, wait.
Look, I'll set aside the separation for the time being. But it's just... I can't trust you. I need some time to think.
Okay, sure.
Oh, and before we have the discussion about our marriage, shouldn't you first apologize to your parents? No doubt you've come up with some different reason as to why everything was postponed.
Well, yeah, I did tell them something as well.
Actually, it's just struck me now, but even if last night's exchange was all a lie to get some stalker off your back, why would we need to actually cancel the meetup? It just really doesn't make sense that dealing with this girl has to push everything back like this.
Actually, there's a reason for that as well.
Save it. I don't want to hear any more explanations from you. I need time by myself to think. Give me that at least.
Okay, you do that. You take as much time as you need. But I hope that after you do, you believe me. My feelings still haven't changed, Martha. I still want to marry you. So don't get any crazy ideas, okay? Don't go doing anything you'll regret over a couple of texts. Sorry, I know you're at work, Martha, but do you have any time to talk?
Not really. I still have plenty of work left to wrap up before the day is over. If you could be really quick with it, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, of course. I just have one thing to ask. What time do you think you'll be getting off today?
It looks like it'll be around 7. But I'm busy. I already have plans for after work. So whatever you have planned, today won't work for me.
Oh, you already have plans? Okay, I see.
Well, what is it? Do you need something from me? Clearly you have something to say, so go ahead.
Well, I was wondering if now wouldn't be a good time. Things over here have been tidied up. I'm ready to resume serious talks about us getting married.
Yeah, I figured it was something like that. Not today. Today definitely won't work.
Of course, I get it. You're busy. But any day is fine with me. Though I'd prefer if we could get to it sooner rather than later. I know what I did back then made you hesitant about going through with the marriage, and I can tell you that I won't do something like that again. And I've explained everything to my parents.
Now that you mention it, I guess it was about exactly a year ago, wasn't it? I guess time really does fly. It really doesn't seem like it's been that long.
Yes, it does. I think we've waited long enough. I've done a lot of introspection. I've reconsidered everything this past year. I'm sorry. If I had just been upfront with you from the start, it wouldn't have come to this.
Yeah, I agree. The blame is entirely on you.
I know it is. And I'm really sorry about what I did. So, when you have some time, could you spend a bit of it talking things out with me? I have a lot of things that I want to say to you.
Wait a sec. I'm checking my schedule. 1 second. I'll get right back to you.
Thanks. I'm just glad that you're even giving me the chance. I know it's a pain to make time to fit me in.
You know what? Someone needs to go and talk with your parents about all of this. You want to talk about marriage, right? I'm sure they have been concerned about it too.
Huh? Going there now?
What? Is there something wrong with that? They've had to wait a whole year. It's about time they know what's up. They're anxious too, I'm sure. Especially because they have been so kept in the dark about what's going on.
Thanks, and sorry.
Okay, I'll get back to you later.
I'll be waiting. Hey! What is all this about a lawyer? Why are my parents talking with a lawyer right now? Martha, why haven't you shown up? Didn't you say you were coming?
When did I say that I would be the one going? I'm not sure I said that.
What? You said that someone should talk to them. And by someone, you meant yourself, right?
No, I never said anything about that someone being me, did I? Don't put words in my mouth.
Well, maybe that's true, but you sure as hell implied that was what was going to happen. And what about the marriage talks? What's a lawyer got to do with that?
Marriage? Don't say such crazy things. You've got Karen, don't you? You'll be marrying her, right? At least that's what you mistakenly told me. And after all those promises you made me, I really can't believe you were doing all this behind my back.
So it was you? You called the lawyer? You really had them come specifically on a weekend? Jesus, that's a frickin' pain. This is between us. You knew that doing this would just drag my parents into our mess.
I wasn't joking earlier, Terry. I know that she was who you were with a year ago. And that those mistaken texts were not you making up an excuse to have some stalker leave you alone. Do you get it now? Why I sent a lawyer?
No, you're wrong. That really was my attempt at getting that stalker off my back. This is all just a big misunderstanding because I texted the wrong person.
Then I have to choose between believing your lies and the evidence gathered by a professional. That's what it has come down to, Terry. So which do you think I'll be going with? Or better yet, which evidence do you think is more compelling?
Evidence? What could you possibly have on an innocent man? You've already seen the texts. That's all there is. And what does some PI know, anyhow? He probably is just faking everything. Those guys are known to do that, you know. In the first place, normally you'd think that someone would trust the person with who they are engaged without question.
Without question? No way. What is this, the cult of Terry? And if you hadn't done anything, I would have believed you. You have my trust originally. Honestly, I didn't even realize it a year ago. But I was suspicious. It seemed like you were cheating at the time, but I didn't have any direct evidence.
That's because there isn't any. And there isn't any because I didn't cheat.
But it was really unexpected that the other party was the realtor who was helping us find a place. Talk about hiding in broad daylight.
Nope. Just all a misunderstanding.
I wanted something concrete for the past year. That's what it would have taken to prove your innocence. A strong alibi of sorts. Then I could trust you again. But what turned up was pretty surprising. And I hate to say it, but it's not a good look for you. It seems you two have become quite close in the past year.
Wait, what proof? Who did you hire to dig up dirt on me? Are you sure that you can trust whoever it is? I need to research these guys before I can believe what you're saying. They could be fraudsters for all I know.
It's always someone else's fault with you. And these excuses are getting ridiculous. And how do I even benefit from going with some shady investigator instead of an upstanding one? Aren't you going to try begging me to believe you? Isn't that what worked for you last time? You know what they say? Fool me once, won't get fooled again. Your parents were devastated when I showed them the proof. It made them cry, Terry. They were falling over themselves apologizing for your behavior. You put your parents in that position.
You what? You showed them?
I did! Of course I did, Terry. I had actually given them a bit of a heads up before I had all the evidence in place. They had a right to know why things were taking so long.
Huh? How long has this been in the works?
Well, it has been a whole year, Terry. I've had plenty of time to prepare my case. Anyhow, just recently we met up and I showed them the evidence and we talked the situation over. You won't believe what they told me. That the postponement was my fault and you had chosen to wait for me.
Well, that was, I just blurted that out in the moment.
Apparently, they were under the impression that I had postponed the marriage because I was cheating. But that's not quite right, is it? I'm pretty sure that it wasn't me who was cheating. So why do they think that I was the one cheating on you? It's a real mystery. What on earth could explain it, I wonder?
Sorry. It was just a little white lie. I thought it would be fine. I figured it wouldn't matter after we got back together.
It's pathetic how much you lie to protect yourself. It just comes so naturally to you, doesn't it, Terry? Has everything with you been a lie? I just didn't think you were this kind of person. But it makes sense. If you lie enough, you can pretend to be anybody, I guess.
That's not me, Martha. This is a one-time thing that I really regret. I'm begging you. Forgive me. This is the truth. Karen was not and is not anything special to me. She's just a friend that got a bit too close, but I don't have to see her anymore. Martha, you are the only one for me. The only one I want to marry. I want us to be a family, Martha. I can support you and the kids and life will be good. Please let me be by your side.
Yeah, no. That ship has sailed, Terry. I don't want any support from a cheater. And I don't think that I can ever trust you again after this. But you know what? I wouldn't give up on Karen so soon. You two are very alike after all. Maybe that was the source of the attraction.
The source of our attraction? I'm not sure what that has to do with Karen, but... Are you saying that you were also hiding something from me, Martha?
What? No. How is that hard to understand? Are you dumb? I'm talking about how you and Karen are similar. Try paying attention while I spell out the situation. Karen, the woman you were cheating on me with, was also engaged.
What? She didn't tell me anything about having a partner. I never would have done anything if I knew that was the case.
Remember how we met Karen through a mutual friend who knew that we were looking for a house? They were the one who gave me all the details regarding Karen. Apparently, Karen was pretty wild in college. I guess she still is. You were just one of her more recent escapades. It gets worse. She said that back home, Karen was infamous for being easy, for getting around. I guess that just becomes common knowledge when you grow up in a small town.
Really? I didn't know that about her. She didn't really ever talk about herself. Things would have been totally different if I knew any of this. Man, I can't believe that was the realtor they introduced us to.
Leave them out of this. Karen's past isn't their fault. It would have been one thing if they did it to try and couple you and Karen together. Assumes her thought process was that no matter how wild she may be, you were engaged at the time, so it would be fine. I guess she gave you two both too much credit. But them having faith in you two behaving yourselves is hardly something you can find fault with. And they did attest to Karen being hardworking, and what's more, good at her job. But they were shocked when I told them what happened. They thought it was a joke at first. But were clearly disappointed to hear what you two got up to despite being engaged.
Man, you told them everything too? That's going to be another awkward conversation.
You should get around to telling them the truth. You could even go do it now if you wanted. It seems they're taking it pretty hard. I guess they feel like it's partly their fault that two couples broke up. I doubt telling them that it was all a little bit of fun would do much to help that.
Look, I didn't want them to feel like this was their fault either.
Oh, there is one person you don't need to talk to about what you did. Because I already told Karen's former partner about what you two were doing as well.
Why did you tell him? Do you even know him?
He deserves to know. and I might as well get my money's worth out of the evidence I had collected. So anyways, I guess she's also single now.
Does that mean... Crap. This might be pretty bad for me.
Bad in the sense of bad financially? You'd be lucky for that to be the worst of it, honestly. Obviously, you'll probably be hearing from him. Or more likely, his lawyer. But I haven't heard any of the specifics about that. That's his business. I didn't bother to ask. As for me, though, I'll be looking for $15K from you and $10K from Karen. All that's left is, I guess, wait for a call from my lawyer.
No way. I can't pay that much.
Oh, and another thing. You should probably expect for Karen to be fired from her job.
Fired? Why? What happened to her being good at her job?
I mean, isn't it kind of messed up? She broke up an engagement by sleeping around with the client's husband. If that's not grounds for firing, I don't know what is. It's hard to imagine that the topic of firing her won't be on the table soon, if not today. Once they finish pouring through all the evidence I had sent their way, that is. There are no two ways about it. It's only a matter of time.
Damn. I'm not sure you had to go that far. I mean, aside from the cheating, did she ever slight you?
Like I said, it's nothing personal. Just getting my money's worth from the evidence. Also, I guess it is a little personal. So I guess you two are in the same spot then. Why don't you be a good boy and go give her a shoulder to cry on? Anyhow, a big thanks for all you've done for me. It was a pleasure knowing you.
Wait, we're not done yet.
I doubt you'll have a room to stay in at your parents' house, so maybe you should go figure out where you'll be sleeping tonight.
Damn. I forgot that they are mad at me too.
Maybe after she's done crying on your shoulder, she can help you find a new place to stay. Oh shoot, I totally forgot. She's going to be fired. Well, that's just too bad then. Guess you're going to have to figure it out all by yourself. See you then. The results of the one-year investigation. Terry was guilty as sin. As expected. After sending the self-incriminating texts and trying to conjure up various excuses, he spent the next year fooling around with Karen. The evidence built and built until I decided to make my move. In the end, both engagements were called off. Karen was fired from her realty job. No shock there. Terry's company was called by Karen's ex, who informed them about his behavior. After that, his life at work got so bad that he eventually quit. Terry was abandoned by his parents. Both parties eventually washed their hands with each other, each blaming the other. Classic Terry, still trying to offload the blame on others. And that leaves me. Knowing how everything ended up, I couldn't be more pleased. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. See you in the next one.
What are you doing this Saturday? Do you have any free time? I'd love to see you if you had time for me. It would be so nice.
I don't have anything planned. I was going out with a friend, but she's canceled, so I'm free. What did you have in mind exactly? Something special?
Come and meet me. I'm gonna introduce you to someone special.
Who is it? Someone special? It's not like you to do this. Is this your girlfriend?
I'm already over 35. Don't you think it's time for me to meet someone special?
Oh, Mom would be really happy if you met someone nice. She's been talking about it for a long time. She really thinks it's time for you to get married. Are you going to stay single forever? I certainly hope not.
I think it would be a really good idea too. I don't know what I've been waiting for. Maybe I'm too fussy with women. After a certain age, you just have to accept what you can get. No use in waiting forever. You'll just end up single. Now is the time to find a nice girl and settle down and get married.
So who is this girl? How did you meet her? Is she a nice girl?
She's nice. She's not as wealthy as us, but I don't think that matters. I like her for who she is. She's not from a rich family, but not too poor either. Just in the middle.
Well, if you think she's a good girl, then I guess we should go through with it and see what happens.
I'm sure Mom will be happy about it. I think she might be the perfect fit for me. We'll just have to see how it goes.
Okay, I hope so too. I'll see you this Saturday to see what happens.
I really hope it works out and I get married. It would be really nice for me.
I agree. I think it would be really wonderful too.
You'll have to start saving up for a wedding present. I'm hoping for something really nice.
Really? I'll think of something small to give you. Maybe I'll buy you a coffee machine or something.
A coffee machine? Is that it? I want something more than that. I'm really doing good here.
What time is he coming over today? Do you remember? I forgot. I thought he would be here by now. He's coming over for dinner. I'm going to make something nice for us all to eat. You just relax and keep yourself busy until then. Do we need to go and do some shopping before then? I can help you with that if you want. No, we don't need to. I've got all the things here already. I just need to put them together into a meal. Don't you worry. You relax. I don't know why you're so concerned today. We are meeting this girl for the first time, so we need to make a good impression. I think we just need some nice food to eat. I was just worried we might not have anything nice here. I know that. I've already got some food ready. Just trust me, it's going to be nice and she'll appreciate it. I'm going to make her feel really happy and welcome here. I hope it can help with the situation. I've got some really nice steak here for us all to eat. Who doesn't like steak? Are you sure you've got enough? What if she really is hungry? I think maybe I should go to the shop and buy some other things. I'm really worried that we might run out of food and that would be a real disaster. No, it's fine. We've got loads of stuff in the fridge. If anyone gets hungry, then we can start to eat that stuff too. If you really want to make yourself useful, then stop complaining and go around the house and clean it. I want this place to be spotless in time for the guests. I don't want anything to be out of place. Okay, you've got a point. I'll get on with that.
What happened today?
What do you mean? What's the problem?
It's Mom. Don't you think she's being a little bit miserable?
I know what you mean, actually. I was a little bit surprised by it, too. I can't say I didn't notice.
Why was she being like that? And what was with that food? I didn't think it was very impressive at all. I don't think there was enough to eat, and it really wasn't of the best quality.
I did offer to go out and buy more food, but she insisted that I didn't. She said that she had a lot of really nice stuff prepared.
I didn't think the steak was that nice, and I didn't think Mom was very friendly. What on earth is wrong with her? She could have done better for this occasion. I don't know what she was playing at.
Mom can be a bit like that. She sometimes isn't that friendly. Maybe it's a test to see how she reacts. She was like that with us when we were young, too. She was really a bit too strict at times and came across as not really caring. But we know that deep down she's really a lovely person.
But why did she have to be like this today? And she kept going on and on. I thought she could have been a little bit nicer.
I know. I don't think she meant it. Let's just hope we can move on and forget about this.
Why did it have to be like this? I wish things had gone differently. I think I'll have to say sorry to my girlfriend. It must have been a bit of an awkward situation for her.
She didn't look too bothered by it. Maybe we can just forget about it and put it in the past.
If she does it again, then we might have to confront her. We can't have her being like this all the time.
I agree. Let's just hope it doesn't happen again. Let's think positively. Hi there, how are you? Hello, so nice to hear from you. I really wasn't expecting this, so it's a nice surprise. Did you enjoy yourself last time we met? Did you get home safely? I really hope you had a nice time. Yeah, it was nice, but I felt like we didn't talk enough. There were a few things that I wanted to tell you that I didn't get a chance to mention. That's why I'm contacting you today. Well, that's nice of you.
What is it you want to talk about?
I just wanted to talk to you more. I felt there was more to say. I felt we could get to know each other better.
Oh, that's so nice of you. You're such a nice girl. Beautiful appearance and nice personality, too. You're so elegant and nice. It's really nice to talk to you again.
Thanks. You compliment me too much. I don't deserve such praise. When I came over to your house, I didn't bring anything with me. I felt a bit guilty, and your mother didn't seem to be that happy. I hope it wasn't my fault. I hope I didn't annoy her by not bringing a bottle of wine or something. Do you think I should buy a present and send it to your mother? What do you think would be a nice present?
She was unhappy? I didn't even notice myself. I think you might be reading into things too much. I don't think there's anything to worry about, and don't think you need to buy a present.
I think she was. She just didn't seem too happy. I think maybe I should do something to try and make up for it.
Don't do anything. I'll speak to her, but I'm sure she was okay. You don't need to worry about it. I'll talk to her and see what she thinks. I'm sure it's nothing.
Really? You think it's nothing? Oh, I'm not sure myself. I don't think she was too happy about anything.
I'll get some flowers and some fruit and give them to her. That might cheer her up. I don't think you need to do anything.
I'd like to buy something too. What is she like? Just give me an idea. Also, if I come over again, I can bring some things then.
Well, she likes expensive things. Anything luxurious or expensive, but you don't need to bother with that kind of stuff.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind in the future. What do you think about a luxury cosmetics set or something like that? Do you think she would appreciate it?
Well, I'm sure she would like that, but isn't that a little bit too much? You didn't do anything wrong, and I don't think she was angry about anything. But if you really want to do something nice, then I think that might be a good choice. I know she likes that kind of thing.
Thanks for letting me know. I'll have a look around and get something for her. Even if she wasn't unhappy, why not buy her a nice present? It can't do any wrong, can it? It's always a good idea to treat people nicely, and a little too much is better than too little.
I think you have a good point here. Mom, do you know what you've caused her with your negative attitude? You've made her feel really uneasy. I knew it wouldn't go unnoticed. What's the problem? What did I do wrong this time? You made Holly feel really unhappy when she came over to visit. You were really not being nice that day, and we all noticed. You made her feel really uncomfortable. Why did you have to be like that? Is this what she said to you? I don't think I was being unkind. I was acting normally, in my opinion. I don't know what all the fuss is about. She contacted me and told me she felt really unhappy about that day. She said that she knew you were upset and she felt that she was the cause. She wanted to buy you something to say sorry. I told her that she didn't do anything wrong and she didn't need to buy anything, but she insisted. I think it's really unfair on her. She's a nice girl. Well, if she wants to buy me a present, then go ahead and let her. Why do you have to be like this? Can't you be a little bit nicer for a change? I did nothing wrong. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you've really made a bad situation here, and you should try to be nicer in the future. Don't let this happen again. If she's going to marry my son, then she needs to be able to put up with me. I am not going to bend over backwards for her. She has to put me first. I'm expecting her to buy me presents and be nice to me, so I think she's got the right idea. You really want her to buy you a lot of presents? I don't see why she should do that. It's normal. I am the mother-in-law, so she should be nice to me. I don't think people do that anymore. Young people have to be frugal these days just to survive. It's not the 1950s anymore. She's marrying into a wealthy family, so she better get used to it. If she doesn't like it, then I suggest we find a better girl. I'm actually hoping she'll buy me a few things. I need a new coat for one. Winter is coming and I'd love a luxurious and fashionable new coat to keep me warm in style. Wow, you've really thought about this, haven't you? You really think she's going to do that for you? I certainly hope she does. If she marries my son, then my son won't have as much time and money to spend on me. I need these things as compensation. You children need to look after me as I get older. Don't think you can get away from that. It might not be the 1950s, but you still need to respect your elders. I didn't realize you were such a money-grabbing person. You're so materialistic. I am not materialistic. I'm realistic. Life isn't cheap. Money doesn't grow on trees. I'll think of a few more things I want as presents in the future. The list is going to get bigger. Oh my goodness. I don't know why you're so surprised by this. I thought you had the maturity to understand how the world works.
We're all meeting again tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah, I remember. I'm currently buying some new clothes for the event. I want to look nice tomorrow, so I thought I'd better get something new.
It seems like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm going to make a big effort. I think it's needed. How are you? Are you okay with everything? Nothing on your mind right now?
What do you mean?
I just thought you might have some things you wanted to tell me. If there's nothing, then it doesn't matter. It was just a thought. I just hope that things go well for all those involved. We've had a few incidents as of late, and I hope nothing funny happens this time.
I think everything will be fine this time. I think we're all gonna get along. I'm hoping for it to all go very smoothly with no problems. Her parents are really nice, so I don't expect any issues to arise. And if they do, then I'm sure we'll be able to get through them. We're good with people after all.
I guess you're right, and I really hope things do go well.
I know my future wife is really looking forward to this. It's gonna be nice for us to all get together.
Oh, I can't wait for you to get married and for us all to become one big family. That's going to be really nice. She's a nice girl, and I know I'll get along with her well. I'm sure you're going to have a nice life together.
I'm also happy to know that you two are getting along well. It's gonna be great.
Where are you? I contacted the hospital and they said you were in today and then left work. You haven't come home yet. What's going on? Please get in touch with me as soon as you can. I really wish you'd pick up the phone. I've tried contacting you a few times already, but no response. We're all starting to get a bit worried about you. It's not like you to not come home like this. Please let us know where you are as soon as possible.
Mom is worried? Why is she worried about me? I don't think that she needs to worry about where I am or what I'm doing. I'm a big boy now. I can look after myself. Maybe you should just mind your own business and not think about me too much.
There's no need for you to be like that. We just want to know where you are, that's all. There's no need to speak like that. At the very least, could you just let us know where you are? It's only natural for us to want to know.
I'm on my own having a drink. Just let me be.
Are you on your own? Are you upset about something? You can tell me if you are.
I've got nothing to talk about right now. I just want to be left alone to have a little drink. I need some time on my own to think things over. Don't worry about me. Sometimes Mom does things that makes me really embarrassed. Why does she have to do that? Whenever we have a social event, she always has to be such a pain. I wish she'd just be more friendly to everyone. She was talking a lot about money and buying a house. It's a lot of pressure to put on my future wife and her family, and it's too early for that. I think we should just really get to know each other first before starting to talk about those things. I don't think she needs to be too involved in this. When I get married, we'll find somewhere to live that we're happy with. There's no need for Mom to be poking her nose into everything. Just leave us be.
Well, I think Mom is just trying to protect you. She wants the best for you. You're her precious son, and it's only natural she'll be protective of you.
She's trying to protect me? Has it crossed her mind that I don't need her help? I know she wants what's good for me, but these days she's just become more and more overbearing. It really makes me mad, and it's getting worse all the time. I wish she would just back off and leave me to live my life.
I can understand your feelings. Maybe I should talk to her and see what she says. I might be able to help the situation. Don't drink too much. You don't want to get into any trouble or damage your health. Also, don't come back home angry. We don't want any more trouble.
I'll talk to you later. I'll try my best not to drink too much.
Mom, why do you have to be like this? Don't you think you're going a little bit too far? What do you mean? What's the issue here? During our meeting, don't you think you were a little bit too much? You're alienating people with your behavior. I wish you'd just be more accommodating to people. What did I do wrong? My son is going to get married, so I don't want him to make a bad decision. There's no harm in mother standing over his shoulder watching him. It's only natural. What about asking for presents? What's wrong with asking for presents? I expect to be treated well. I'm his mother. It's what I deserve. Don't you think you've been asking for too much? The things you want are really expensive. I don't think other people should have to buy those things for you. Why can't you just do it yourself? Why does everything have to be luxurious and expensive? I don't know what the problem is. It's not that much money. You can afford these things and I deserve them. I raised my son from a young age, and without me, she wouldn't be marrying such a fine young man. She owes me some presents for this alone. Then you have to think about the correct way of treating your parents. I think it's only right they buy me a few things. Can't you just look after yourself? You've got enough money. I don't think you need any help. Where am I going to get that kind of money from? I spent it all raising my children. I don't even have enough for a comfortable retirement, and you're complaining because I asked for some gifts. You're asking for too much. A few small things here and there might be a good idea, but you want a huge list of luxury items. We don't have that much money. Not enough to keep you living a life of luxury. I think I'm being really fair about what I ask for. I'm not asking for too much. My son is heading for a really great career, and I know he's going to make a lot of money. You can buy me some nice things, and then you'll easily be able to make it back in the future. Are you aware that he's really stressed right now because of you? It's really affecting him and the way he sees this marriage. If you keep going on like this, then who knows what will happen. I don't think that's bad. It's really not that stressful. He needs to grow up a little bit. That girl is going to be a really nice wife for my son, but if she joins our family, then she needs to play by my rules. I think you're asking for trouble if you keep going on like this. Why should they play by your rules? They can do whatever they want to do. Don't put all this pressure on them, otherwise you might end up with an unhappy ending. My son is really nice boy, and she needs to behave well. Just stop and think for a minute. Do you think she's still going to want to get married if you keep going on like this? Putting all this pressure on her and not being nice to her, do you really think it's a good idea? What if she changes her mind about the whole thing and then your own son doesn't get married? Oh, I don't think it's going to come to that. I'm sure the wedding will still go ahead. I'm not being hard on them, I'm just asking for them to do the right thing. I can't believe that you can't see this from their perspective. I wish you'd think about others for once. I'm sorry. I try to change Mom's mind, but it seems like I'm failing. It's no use. She's set in her ways and she won't change her mind.
I didn't expect her to do so. I know what she's like, and she's just getting worse and worse. She thinks that I owe everything to her, and I don't. I wish she'd just let me get on with my life. I really worry that this wedding won't happen. It's just too much. Who would want to marry a man with a mom like that? Does Mom really not see what's gonna happen?
It's hurting me as well. I agree with you, but there's no convincing her. She's really set in her ways. I really like your girlfriend, and I really hope she becomes your wife. I can't accept the way Mom keeps going on like this, but I don't know what we can do. I think I need to be more forceful with her. I really need to get it through to her that unless she changes, this marriage might not go ahead. Mom, we need to talk about this, all of us together. Why do you keep going on like this? Why are you being like this? You need to change. Why do you keep going on like this? I'm not doing anything wrong. You keep coming back to me demanding that I change when I haven't done anything wrong in the first place.
Mom, please, you know what you're doing and you know it can't go on like this. Why are you putting so much weight on my shoulders? I can't take it anymore.
I am not putting weight on your shoulders. Stop being so pathetic. I raised you from a young age to be tough and capable boy, and now it's your time to prove that you're a man. I'm only asking for what I deserve.
I don't think it's what you deserve. I think you're being unreasonable. I'm doing okay in life, but it's not all down to you. I worked hard for myself. I don't owe you as much as you think. You looked after me when I was a child, but that's what you're supposed to do. You can't make unreasonable demands now just because of that. Since I've become an adult, I've never asked money from you and I've always paid my own way. Why should I have to give you some money? I got where I am in life because of my own effort, not just you. I don't owe you a thing. Why are you trying to get in the way of my life now? Why can't you just let me go and be happy?
I think you should be a bit more careful when talking to your mother. You shouldn't be this blunt. If I didn't raise you well as a child, then what would you be doing now? Would you have such a good job and such a nice life? You really owe a lot to me, and it's only natural that you pay me back one way or another. Would you be so intelligent if I wasn't such a good mother? I'm really not sure.
So you gave birth to me and raised me as a child, and now you want all this money from me? Is that why I was born? You don't even respect my choice of wife. You've been really unpleasant to her, and you haven't treated her well. How can I get married in this kind of situation? You are really ruining it. It's not you that's getting married, it's me, so I don't know why you have concern over the matter. I don't think she wants to even get married to me anymore. I think you've scared her off.
Oh, what are you talking about? It's not that bad. Why can't you manage a bit of stress from your mother? I don't think she would cancel the whole thing now.
You've been so unpleasant to her that I think she's having second thoughts. Last time we all met together, I could see on her face that she was really unhappy about the whole thing. Why did you have to be like that in front of her parents? It's really not a nice way to treat someone.
I was just saying what needed to be said. I didn't do anything wrong. I expect to be treated well if she's going to marry into her family.
But why do you need all those presents that you want? Buy them yourself. Why should I be paying for your luxury lifestyle? Then you started talking about buying a watch and all of that stuff. It's really too much. You don't deserve all of that stuff.
I think I deserve a nice watch, don't you agree? I've always wanted one, and I think it would be a really nice present for me. I'd also like a nice case to go with it. I think that's only fair.
But these watches are really expensive. It's too much for us to buy for you. You should buy it yourself if you really want one.
You can afford it. You've got plenty of money, and so does your future wife. Don't be so cruel.
We don't have enough money to buy you lots of presents. Why can't you understand this? Why does my own mom have to cause so many problems? Why are you doing this?
Mom, can you please think about other people's perspectives, please?
If this wedding falls through, then I don't think I'll ever be talking to you again. It'll be the end of us. I can't have you ruining my life like this. I think you need to apologize to my wife-to-be as soon as possible and try to make up for all the trouble that you've caused. Her parents were really unhappy too. Maybe you could say sorry to them too?
Why should I say sorry? I haven't done anything wrong. I've been perfectly reasonable from day one, and you should realize this. I am not saying sorry, and that's the end of it. Don't ask me again.
You have made so many mistakes, it's difficult to keep track of. Say sorry at once.
No, I am not doing it. I am not going to be ordered around by you, so please, get used to it.
Mom!
It seems it's too hard for Mom to see what she's done wrong and say sorry.
It's just part of her personality, and I don't think we're going to change that. I wish we could, but I don't think it's possible. Maybe we can come to some kind of compromise here. Maybe I could buy some things for her. Would that make the situation better? In return, Mom can stop asking you for so many things. I can do it instead. You can buy me some things if you want, but I still think your brother needs to be nicer to me. He's got a bright future ahead of him, so there's really no excuse. I think in the future, when he earns more money, he should buy me something even nicer, like a car or something. If you don't meet my demands, then I won't be giving my approval to this marriage. I can't accept it if you're going to treat me so badly.
If you're gonna try and get in the way of our marriage, then we'll just have to do it without you. I like my girl so much, and I'm not letting you get in the way of our life. I don't care if she doesn't come from a rich family and they can't afford to buy you gifts. I'm happy with her, and that's all that matters. I've tried so much with you, but you're really leaving me with no choice. You're just refusing to see the world from anyone else's point of view, and I've tried so hard to change your mind. If you're not going to change your ways, then I'll have no choice but to abandon you and go off with my wife. She's more important than you, and nothing is going to change that. If that happens, then you'll get nothing in the future. No presents and no family. It'll just be you all on your own.
How could my own son betray me like this? How could you abandon me in favor of that girl? Why do you do this? Don't you love me or care about me at all? What did I do to deserve this? I've looked after you from a young age, and now you're going to cast me to one side? I wish that the two of you would stop this and come to some kind of a compromise. It doesn't have to be like this. How are you? Are you okay?
I'm okay, thanks. Nice to hear from you.
I just wanted to tell you that I'm really sorry for what happened recently. I know it might be a bit too much for you, so I want to say sorry again. We've had a big argument with my mom about it. We were really not happy either. We tried over and over again to get her to see what she'd done wrong, but in the end, it was no use. We've decided that the best thing is for us to just cut contact with her and go our own way. We can't have her ruining our lives like that. There needs to be boundaries, and she shouldn't cross them. It hurt you, and it hurts us too, and we want you to know that we're on your side. I want to tell you how sorry I am, and I'm hoping that it might make you feel better. I hope we can move forward from this day onwards.
Your brother has also been contacting me to tell me that he's sorry about the whole thing. It's nice to know that you care about me. I think I'm okay about it, but my mother and father are a bit upset.
I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope it's not too bad for them.
Your brother came over yesterday and said sorry to us all. It was a nice gesture for him to make. He kept telling me over and over that he was really sorry and he didn't want his mother to come between us. I think he has a good point. Why should we let her get in the way? It seems like a good way to think about this.
Please don't break up with my brother over this. Don't let my mom get in the way of your happiness. You only live once, and you should do what is right for you. Don't let anyone change that. My mom is set in her ways, and there is not a lot we can do about that. I hope you can accept her apology and put this whole sorry affair behind us.
I don't know what I want to do now. It's really hard for me. I want to move on, but I don't know if I can. I hope you can understand. We've been through a lot recently, and I don't know what I want to do moving forward. You'll have to give me some time. I hope you can accept this.
A storm came to my house, and everyone was arguing. My mom, myself, and my brother were all shouting and screaming. It was quite a scene. My brother wanted my mom to say sorry, but she wouldn't. It seems like the situation is only going to get worse. It seems that my brother is not going to get married anymore, and it's all my mom's fault. I can really understand his anger and frustration. I know I would feel the same if I was in his shoes. If only my mother could have changed her mind and said sorry. This whole terrible situation could have been avoided. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.